Okay. Oh, we're good.
Okay.
The one thing I did not pull up though. Attendance. So patience.
Okay.
Sorry.
You let me know.
Okay, we're ready. We're ready.
You let me know when you're ready. All right. Good evening, commissioners. Happy to see you all. I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 4:59 p.m. Who does the roll call? Me or does
Me.
Okay.
All right. Lakeisha,
Present.
Isaiah, Jackie, Katie said she would call in, but so we'll hopefully hear from her soon. Sandy, Dee, Justin said he would not be here, and Dana. Hello, is this Katie?
Hello, it is. How's it going?
Good. We just did roll call. So Katie.
Perfect. Here.
Great.
All right. So now we will move to the approval of the minutes of the January meeting minutes.
And just as a heads up, I am doing interviews tonight, so I'll have to hop off around 5:50 to hop onto our team call for our interviews.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem.
Do we have a
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Dana motion? Sandy seconds?
All those in favor?
Oh, yes.
No, let's see what you say.
Yes, all of those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimously passes. Approval. Okay, now we move on to the director's report.
All right. Well, January and into February is always, still a busy time for us. The backpacks from MLK Day, I'll share that in a little bit, but those we got dropped off. We loaded them up onto our maintenance guy as a trailer. We put them all in boxes and on there. I think there actually ended up being more than 250. I didn't do we had 15 boxes. Let me just do the math here. 15 boxes of 17 backpacks, which is 255. So there were actually a few. I know we had a few more, so that was good. The boxes were heavy, but they made it there. We had our banner reception, which of course we did end up moving back one day, but still had a really good turnout. We'll chat more about all Stuff Black History Month in a little bit. I met with Anne about book club, and I'll share a little bit more about our first meeting and kind of plans for the future. I had to have a meeting with our controller's office regarding, we got the grant from Duke Energy, and so I just needed to know about that process, about how do we get it into the bank, and then how do we then get it into our specific account. So it hasn't been deposited yet, and I'm supposed to get notified when it does, hopefully by the end of February. And then I will have to go to city council for it to then be appropriated here. So you won't see it probably until maybe April on our statement. But yeah, just so you know about that, it's $1,000. The city has a new AI. I know seems like everybody is all in on AI, but we have a new vendor that has a closed loop is what it's called, where if I'm typing something into chatgpt.com, anything I type in there can go out into the world, I guess, technically. So this is a ChatGPT or what's the other one? Claude, where then it stays within. But they were like, had all of these trainings, which I only made it to one of, but I did go to one, and we like learned about how to give it good prompts, and it can be helpful with things. And I have and I do use it a fair amount for like aggregating information, running reports that are way outside of my scope. Like when we were doing the Lotus or the Warming Center historical weather data, you can upload that and then generate predictive reports. And so those are kinds of things where I've been already kind of experimenting with it, and things that can help you go outside of your comfort zone. Of course, it can also I don't know. I guess I don't totally know everything it can do. There's a bit of a moral, ethical question there. But anyway, we're embracing it here at the city. Had a city council meeting, which they did. We have an open spot on our commission, and they have appointed Lucy Campbell from ISU to fill that spot, and I've sent her.
Yay!
Okay. Yeah, actually, Katie was one of the people I think who encouraged Lucy to apply. Unfortunately, Katie, and maybe you could help me. I've reached out a couple times now via email, and that's I think all I had. She does work for ISU, but she gave a different email, so I might just try her ISU email, even though that's not the one she gave, since it's now been a week or so, 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, she's usually pretty quick, so I wonder if it's just the wrong.
Okay.
Maybe something was inputted wrong or something. So I can reach out to her if you'd like to just prompt the check, or.
Okay.
I'm sure the ISU email is fine, but I know things are kind of weird, so.
I'll just say in the email, I've been trying to email this email in regard to this, so I'll try to keep it really neutral. Mm-hmm. But anyway, if that feels appropriate, then I will do that. Okay. But yeah, wonderful, excited to have Lucy join us. I don't want to speak on her behalf, but Katie, do you have anything you want to share about? I feel like this is weird.
Yeah, so I worked with Dr. Campbell probably the last several years, but she oversees a lot of the Hispanic Latinx initiatives through Indiana State University. She advised the Hispanic Latino Alliance. She was a faculty fellow working with families and prospective students, and translating marketing materials for ISU to Spanish for accessibility for Spanish-speaking families. And so, and then she's been doing a lot of work taking trips for cultural sites and doing educational programs like Dia de los Muertos and participating in Fiesta Terre Haute and so many other things. So she's been a very grounding force among the Hispanic Latino community in Terre Haute, and so I think she would be a phenomenal addition. I'm really excited to have her on the team.
Yeah, I was able to just read a little bit about her online, and I think I met her very briefly at an award ceremony at ISU that Katie had coordinated, the impact, or not the impact, what is it? The Shine.
Oh, the Shine Award, yeah.
Yes, really seems like a lovely person. Yeah, so I'm excited for us all to meet her together. But I will, so next time, hopefully she will be here.
So speaking of commissioning,
Mm-hmm.
I got an email a couple of days ago from a friend of mine, Lucy Chu,
Mm-hmm.
who said, "Hi Sandy, just wanted to let you know that I applied for the open position on the commission but did not get elected to it. Despite that, I would like to help in their efforts in any way that I can, and I was happy to see that you're involved in the commission so I could make this personal connection.
Yeah.
Please reach out if there's any way I can help the commissioner's efforts."
Okay, lovely. And the other person who I know is was not eligible for the commission was Judge Newton after having participated in he's like, I want to be on the commission. I was like, that's wonderful. So I you know,
That's cool.
Katie serves as an advisory member, and so I mean, if everyone's, I mean, I would love to just invite these interested people to
Yeah.
just start
The
attending
advisors.
our meetings.
It's
and
interesting in a variety of ways.
be
but-
unofficial,
Yeah.
official advisors to
Absolutely.
our commission.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe Lucy would.
Yeah. So perhaps I will just send a little email to the judge is not eligible because he lives outside of the city, but like we do, we're not into formal boundaries here. Anyway,
Building relationships.
yes, yeah, and Britt had also applied, and I think she'd be another lovely addition, and just some advising and Brittany Harrison.
But when you have someone who sounds as so
Yeah,
qualified
yeah.
as this, it's kind of,
When the council is making these decisions, which I felt a little bit odd because they made a decision and then they had this conversation afterward where they're like, well, we just really we don't know a ton about these people and they all seem so qualified. So maybe in the future we could have a different way of like picking people. And I was like, well, maybe you could have
Told us.
done that new plan with this group of people, but they thought about it afterwards. So I think that they intend to have some sort of like more conversation, not necessarily like an interview, but like conversations with individuals, which I was like, good, I'll give you a good thumbs up on that. I still don't envy their decision. All three people would and should be on, a part of our group.
Well, it's good that people are applying.
Yes.
A plus.
Yeah, we did kind of have a, back in we had this like, we had a bunch of applicants and then no one was eligible because of party affiliations. And then they struggled to get people to apply that were a part of certain groups. And then, so now we don't have that problem anymore. And it's lovely to see. We had the United Way breakfast, which was so lovely. I thought, Brandon said he tells, or LaDonna, his assistant, it's like, oh, I need help filling this table. And and then he's like, oh, the commission, will they come? And I was like, oh yeah, I can help. And it's kind of last minute and I'm like, oh, hey guy, can we fill this table? But meanwhile, they knew the whole time that we were getting this award. So that's why I just thought we were like, helping out, trying to fill this table. And then Lakeisha's on the board of United Way. So when they announced it, I'm like I'm like, did you know? Did you know?
Did you know?
No.
I know.
Just as shocked as she was.
The only people that seemed to know were Brandon and LaDonna, and then somehow my mom.
Yeah.
Dorothy had run into her and was like, "You should come. You should come."
Well, your face was, I wish.
Priceless.
Well, no, I did film it, so there
she has
is
video.
footage. I'm like slouched over there, so I'm like, I don't know if this should go on social media now. But then I go, I'm like,
We're just
what?
kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
Leanne is, doing her spiel, and it's like, okay, we hear you, we hear the words, but like it still didn't connect
Yeah.
at all.
So
did
Yes. They read like a thing about the.
Yes.
So
So
did we see that?
Very beautiful.
I will reach out. So yes, so they talked about our community engagement listening workshops, and they talked about the buses being free and how this group was, instrumental in that. And then they talked a long time about the banner project and how revitalizing that has been really impactful in the community, and it is the Impact Award. So it was very lovely. I thought I was like, and I'm like, they mentioned all sorts of wonderful things, but so many folks from Neighbors Helping Neighbors had just been at MLK Day. So I thought, oh wow, maybe that's why, but they didn't actually mention that. So I guess it's everything else.
Yeah, they did the same thing to me when they just said, can you come over and we need your input in some kind of United Way meeting. It was 2020, right? It was COVID time. And so I go, okay, sure, I can help you. And so I go over there, walk in, and they're like, oh, I'm surprised. About this. And I was like, okay, so I have a picture of Richard, you know, and the impact award and me with masks on.
Yeah.
Because there was, we're gonna tape it and then put it out on like YouTube or something. And so I'm like, okay, so I didn't realize, like this time I'm like, oh, you guys do it for a whole group of people, it's whole different days. Cool.
No,
very
it was,
cool.
It was really nice.
It was so
And it's
nice.
good to be surprised.
Yeah.
Congratulations, that's so awesome.
When you get the description of the.
Yes.
Let me put that on the HR.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Nice.
That is such good. Yeah, I hadn't. They put it on Facebook, but I will put it on our
Nice
website.
message to the community.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and if somebody's Googling.
Yeah.
Commission, they
Yeah.
see
This is
the
very
story.
There's your marketing background, right?
I can't stop.
No, I know, that's a-
No, but these are good things. Those are good things.
No, that's I not that like. I know. I don't need everything to always be about us, but they did do a news story about the breakfast, but we didn't make it. So but there were so many wonderful grant awards, and I think
Yeah.
that was what, the news only has so
So
much
much time.
time. Yes, and the group I had not heard of, the Naveen group,
Yes, so
which sounds very neat, bringing
it's
residents to
they're doing
Terre Haute.
a psychiatry residency program specific to Terre Haute,
No.
Lago County. So and I think Clark County, I think.
Oh, in Illinois.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so that we have
Yeah.
practitioners who will practice while they're in their residency. So filling a need in the community.
Yeah.
But isn't it just like 2 years old?
Yeah, it's very new.
It's very
Yes.
new. Yes.
But they were only asking for 20,000, but they need the total amount of money they needed. They have a majority of it, so we were just kind of the close
Topping it off.
that final, yeah,
Mhm.
Topping it off.
for sure. So they have done all the legwork. They just needed that final little bit.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
So
think.
it'll be good.
But cool to be a part of a, community doing great things. Anyway, the last thing is, and you will see it shortly at our next meeting. We're doing some new security updates here at City Hall, which it'll be more like the county where everyone will have to go through. Oh, it's okay. Hello. I know, as we're talking about security, and I think that was our IT director. I mean, I can check. That is
funny.
so tiny for anyone online. Somebody just opened a door. Anyway, one of the challenges is that the front is steps only, and so as the ADA coordinator for the city, trying to do some advising on what will be best. And so the solution right now, and I think we're all pretty much committed to this is temporary, that something better needs to be done, is that if people can still use the accessible entrance, but they'll have to ring a bell to be let in, so it won't be open all the time. And there will be a buzzer at the security station to let people in from that. So it'll still be very quick. And they're installing a new covering back there, so that way no one will be waiting in the elements. But that is still not totally an equal experience. And so for that reason, I have been talking to engineering about what it would take. Certainly, we know it would be a lot to re-engineer the front. And so what would happen likely, if you're interested in the engineering of it all, is those steps in that entrance area would go away, and that would be lifted up to the same level as the lobby. And so then the outside door would also be lifted up. And so then there would be a ramp and stairs outside that would bring you immediately up to that new height. And the nice thing about the front entrance is that it is all glass right there. So really moving the door up is like, you're not gonna have to drill into any stone there, but they do need to like do some assessment of like, can it sustain the weight, adding whatever fill in there.
It's complicated and expensive.
I think it probably will be, and it's probably one of those things that wouldn't have been very expensive had they done it, 30 years ago. But it's one of those things that I'm advocating for is like, it's necessary that we do something. We have to be equitable. The other like options would be like a lift that, someone would wheel onto a lift or walk onto it, and then it would lift you up the stairs. And then let you off. And then outside, we would still build a ramp. But so there's some alternatives, but that's one of those ADA things that we're doing right now.
There should be a lot of grants for that.
I would hope.
That help. That might fit into.
The one thing with using federal dollars for it is then we do have to go get this like approved by like historical commission. So one thing that we're trying, I know how you feel. If we can use local dollars for it, that would be a lot easier in terms of timelines, but we're exploring everything. But I'm trying to remain positive and really advocate to push that forward. We've had 2 inquiries. I have to, can't share too much about the first one. We received a complaint via our like Title VI complaint form. And we've been in contact with the individual now because they used that form, but what was listed in the complaint didn't really meet what a Title VI complaint is, which if you're not familiar, is that you can't be discriminatory with like federal dollars through your programs. Specifically, we use it mostly for the bus. And so this individual, it has been very accepting of that, and we have redirected them to file with the appropriate entity, and they are going to do that. So I think that one's pretty much closed. The other one is about still actually ADA about the bus, kind of inquiring about improving the system for applying for the ADA paratransit service. And so what we're going to do is have a meeting with this individual. They're pretty big advocate in the disability community. And so we're going to move forward with just a conversation. It's not a specific like complaint about, it's just, they have some ideas on how we can improve the system, and I agree that it can be improved. So we are going to proceed with that, but nothing related to unlawful discrimination in any other areas. I'll give an update about the banners and MLK. It's been pretty warm out, so we haven't had to activate the warming center recently. I do want to be a little bit transparent here. There was an incident at the Lotus Center, but it was not on it wasn't on the warming center side of the Lotus Center, and it didn't involve anyone with the warming center. But of course, as a city advisor to the Lotus Center, we've been working closely with them about how they can improve safety. If you have questions, just let me know. But
I've had a lot of reports of our residents that have been there, but there's a lot of drugs. What to do with that information, it's not a safe place, so we need to refer people that are in addiction or in recovery from addiction. That has not been a safe place for them to go.
Yeah,
Which is,
I think
cuts down a lot of our options.
I know. I think that's one of those challenges of like a low barrier shelter.
Housing first, like, it's all
Yeah,
about-
it's like, yeah, they don't mandate that anyone participate in any sort of recovery. Yeah, it's housing.
Yeah, first one. It's-
But yeah,
It's apparently very bad.
I hear
A
that
little out of
though.
control.
Keisha's also on that advisory board, separately. And then
Duly noted.
I think we've got a meeting next week.
Because basically then that whole community, I mean, even if there's a section of it, that would just be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, you guys over here, but maybe there's a section that's just, okay, we're over here, if you're in recovery, and this is abstinence, and, you know, that they can feel comfortable going there. Because we have a lot of, right now, it always happens in the winter time, we have a lot of homeless people at next. And so we're like, okay, where are you going next? And, you know, we can't just discharge them to the streets.
Right.
So we have a lot of people that we're just hanging on to, and we don't know where, you know, Bethany House has a 4-page waiting list.
Oh, I'm sure.
Lotus isn't a priority, we were using Lotus, but now it's like, okay, they're bouncing back, coming back, and they relapse, and they're like, please don't send me there again. Like, it's just too tempting. So we kind of have options with where to place them.
One of the things and we can have more of a discussion later, is that there will be more federal dollars for shelters, supposedly. I don't know. So we need something.
The man that was, last time I went to the Wellness Center to take stuff, I asked about my cookie sheets, and this guy came out and said, I do have your cookie sheets, but they're behind all this stuff. And then I didn't go back. Is he, and I don't know what his name is, but he had an office and there.
Was it Brad?
Maybe, yeah.
I'll get you Brad's email.
Okay. So I have these really big, really nice cookie sheets that when I take the aluminum cans, I have to put them on something and they'll just cave in. And they took them back and, I want my hands.
The next big project that I am going to be working on here is this neighborhood investment grant program. And I will share once I officially know. The group that did the project for us at ISU, the PhD students, we're going to have them speak at City Council, hopefully in March. I think they should be here as a part of their doctoral program for like a week or something to share a little bit about what they did and their findings. I've learned that Fort Wayne has a very similar grant program, and I'm also looking, the report and everything they did is wonderful, especially when it came to like a marketing plan and like a rubric. One thing though that I'm was thinking about was keeping the project focused. And so one thing Fort Wayne does is that they have focus areas each year for their grant program where they need to be projects that fit one of 3 criteria. Like one year it was sustainability and beautification or like neighborhood connection or something. So they have these kind of 3 general. So I'm kind of thinking about that. And next time I think I'll have more discussion points for us related to this, but this is going to be, I think, quite a big undertaking. We're also going to need to establish who's going to be reviewing these grants and all of that. But I haven't really narrowed all of that down yet. But this is something that is going to, I think, occupy a lot of time over these next 10 months, probably. I will let you know when they're going to speak to council, because I would love for you all to come. And if not, it will be then on YouTube where you can watch it. And I will share that link with you because they'll do a nice job of sharing kind of what their findings were. The leadership program that Katie and I are both in, we won't be meeting on a weekday these next couple months. It'll be on Saturdays. So I should not be out of office for that anytime soon. The financial report, I have included a little table here. kind of based off of what we've talked about of like allocating and like thinking about how we want to spend this year. Last year, we did a few kind of bigger sponsorships. And then we had, kind of miscellaneous things that we also spent money on. But I think just to kind of keep us, thinking about like, what do we really have to spend this year? If we do what we did last year, which was $3,000 for Pride Fest and $3,000 for Terre Haute Day, and we do another $1,000 for the NAACP Freedom Fund dinner, we spent about $1,200 for MLK between, I had spent like $400 and some at Walmart, and then I have a $600 Amazon, the signs and the t-shirt. Well, I mean, the t-shirts we'll get money back for, but just, so that really won't be a part of the cost. But, gosh, what else? The laundry baskets, the coffee, the coffee makers. It did kind of add up, but that's what it's there for, is to do. And then Black History Month banners, I'm just saying we should allocate about $500. We might not need that much. That's about how much we spent last year, but that's about $8,700, which leaves us with about $6,300 left. We spent a bunch last year on promotional items. We have now 1,000 of these pins and like 500 chip clips. I don't know if we'll need to like replenish, but just to kind of give you an idea of like, we have $6,000 that hasn't been like spoken for, correct? And so if those are things if that's something that can kind of help us think about the programs and projects we want to do this year, or maybe there's another sponsorship that we want to do in there, another program that is out there. But you can see in the next two pages, out of civic promotions, I haven't turned in that Amazon ticket yet, so there's only $442 out of there right now. It'll be about 1,000. So, but then we haven't done those other things. So, legal notices. I did spend out of there for the first. We have to publish our when we have our meetings, and I did that. So I don't think, we keep some in there in case we have a special meeting or something, or we need to advertise something, but pretty much that's all we'll spend this year. And then the rest of that,
Question.
We could take I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
take a look at our strategic plan
mhm.
to see if we need to spend this money in some way that we've already generally
mhm.
identified, but not
Yes.
specifically looked at for,
Mhm.
for this year.
Yeah. No, I think that's a
Marketing
good.
budget.
You said
Marketing
marketing.
budget.
Yeah. That's definitely like one of, I think we did, like so many like community outreach events last year. I think we did about between 8 and 10, continuing to do more of finding more of those. And those are like pretty low cost, but do we want to buy a tent, a tablecloth, those kinds of things for those somewhat low cost, but that we spend it now, we don't have to spend it later. But those are some things that we've not pulled the, whatever on.
And then question for the banners, that $500, is that for the banners just
The banners themselves.
to get that clarification?
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. How much did I spent? Which I'll turn that in. So I guess it might be more like $6,000. I spent about like $300 on the food.
That's what I was like, $500.
Sorry, that was no. You're right.
Pretty good.
No, I did not. I kind of forgot that I spent money. I was like, oh no, that's super low cost. Like I just saw this thinking, I was like, we just buy the banners. Oops, we bought food.
And
Sounds like
when
maybe
you say
somebody
it's like the
donated.
programs, is that done in-house or do you?
Like,
The
when you
printing.
Oh,
program-
I printed them all here. So, yeah. Which, I mean, the part of it is that sometimes it's a little last minute that I'm like confirming the names on there. And usually they look pretty good.
Yeah,
So.
keep the same template. It's
Yeah.
fine, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely don't change it. Okay.
How did it work out with Cletus Malone? Did he,
I've not heard from him.
well, I was sort of took on that I could contact me. I mean, I called multiple people, no contact. Finally, I got him through Facebook, I think. But he contacted me back after it was all over. And I just wondered, because I was out of town during the.
No, I've not heard anything. We still need the biography.
Is he there? No.
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 Well, he was an honoree from the past. So, I mean,
Yeah.
we weren't,
Oh, but there was some discussion that they had not been invited, remember? I mean.
Oh, that was a different person.
Was it a different?
Yeah, it was a different, similar, similar name though. Yeah, different person.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
Well, I can't find it.
Okay, well, that's okay. And we'll get to the and Margaret, yeah.
I think we can get Margaret, but.
Yeah.
I think we can get that, but Florence, I know.
Okay, yeah. Are there any other questions regarding the report? We do need
I move that we accept the director's report and second it.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
okay, I kind of already gave this update. The backpacks were given to Pathways, and then they were distributed from January 28th, actually past that day as well, during the point in time count. We don't have the point in time count number yet. Apparently it takes a little while. I don't remember. I think they said springtime, but I don't remember from last year. But I'm so glad that those were useful and helpful. And then the feminine hygiene kits, we gave 4 boxes of 35 to Pathways to be used at the event, but then also to keep on hand if they needed. And then I gave an additional 2 boxes, 1 to Coda and 1 to Lotus Center at the last Homeless Coalition meeting. They were both appreciative. So waiting on that grant follow-up. Duke Energy is, they will put it directly into our bank account. It just, I guess, takes a little bit. It's all good. The only other MLK thing is I did some thank you cards for our panelists, some like actual handwritten cards. If you all would like to sign them, I will pass them around. But I don't have anything else regarding that. But coming back to our Black History Month conversation, website bios, we do still need Florence, Margaret, and Cletus. I talked to Sylvester Edwards on the phone the other day, and because he was like, oh, I want to see I need them. I'm doing an event about the people you honored. And can I see their bios? Which I spelled Terre Haute wrong here. Don't look. I said to him, I was like, there's 3 missing. So I'm like, maybe I could. I was like, if you know these people, let me know. But I'm like, maybe there's somebody out there that knows. And now that this is being shared more, somebody will give us information about these folks. But I don't have a solid plan yet. I'm also like, I'm not stressed at like 100 on this one. I'm like, it's okay. We will get them. It will be fine. Anyway. There was just one small, so we actually did not have enough room for all of the banners this year. So there were 2 that did not fit. And so I went around because I was making the map, and I noticed that I didn't see, specifically it was like Florence Cooper's. I was like, I'm not seeing her. And like, I just like her picture in my head just stands out to me. She's like in this little pink outfit. And I'm like, I am not seeing her. So then I asked the Parks Department. They're like, oh yeah, we didn't hang up these 3. And it was hers, and it was Michael Phillips, and it was, and it was Pete Jones. And I was like, oh, no, we need to hang those up right now. So they're hung up now. They are hung up now. Okay, good. Way down at 14. So I had told the park, but okay, it was a very long email that I had sent them, but the Parks Department, that was just the instructions for hanging them up. And I said, if we don't have enough room for all of them, these are the 2 that I'm okay with being set aside. And it's PBS Pinchback and Hiram Rhodes Rebels, because they really only spent like a month in Terre Haute. They really have a very loose connection. And I said, everybody else has family here, and I care about that. So I immediately got on the phone with the parks, and they got them. No, I did not say. I didn't even reference that. I just said, I really want those 3 to be hung up, because, and especially Michael Phillips, like he was an honoree last year. I'm like, we're not ready to retire that one, and his son's on the police department. Just all of these things. Yeah. I'm like, and Pete, yeah, I'm like, yeah. So anyway, they're up now.
It's been fixed.
And Florence, there was an open spot, so she's at like 8th in Wabash. But those 2 are now retired. So not retired. They're just not up right now. They were. They did. They got a little airtime. They got one week of being up. So technically they would have all been up. So, but I just wanted to share that. I will come back to this though. So another thing that we're doing is the social media highlights. So each week we have about 2 or 3, depending, because we have an odd number. And we've had mostly, it's been just wonderful. And these are also being shared by the library, and they have been like spreading this around, and it's wonderful. It's reaching so many people. There have been a few times where racist and hateful comments have been made, but our communications coordinator, she is on it. She can hide it where they're not, like where you can sometimes click like, oh, view all comments. Even if you do that, you cannot see them, because like there's no space for that in our comment section. But I think one of them like got shared into some, nonsense. Probably not even real people. But anyway, for the most part, really positive, wonderful things. Another thing is it's been inspired. I think this project has inspired a lot of like media coverage and like outside groups. So I saw that Carl Ross's story was on the front page of the newspaper, and Dee was interviewed. Not just a story, but Mark Bennett, the columnist, there is that his title is. He did a lovely piece. Yeah. And then I also saw that his story got shared in some like big Facebook group called like Black History Stories, which was really neat. And then did WTWO?
Yes.
Very good.
It's gonna air next week.
Wonderful.
Because she interviewed me, of course, but she also interviewed one of the survivors.
Oh, good.
The banner ceremony.
Roberta, yes.
Roberta Marietta, so she interviewed her as well. And I'll see if I can find it.
is
while
amazing.
talking. But wait, there's more.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh. The New York Times.
No. So Dot has been in contact with Andrew Connor and Top Nation. And
Yes.
one of the other, what's her name, Karen Long, she wrote the other nomination for Carl. I know her last name is Long, I can't remember her first name. Karen, that's right.
Yeah.
So Dot texted me and said, hey, we've got this group and we want to do something for Carl, can you come? Okay. So went to this group and I ended up writing a resolution. So we need a resolution under girl. Writing a resolution to have part of 7th and Cherry named Carl Ross Memorial Way.
That's awesome. Oh, that's so wonderful.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
That's
because,
amazing.
You know, of course, they're meeting now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll write it.
You're like, no, what?
Okay, and I sent it to Todd.
There you go.
Very
I
good.
just added all the official.
The signature
The
spots.
signature
Yeah.
things. But he said that it would be, they sent it to legal, so legal has it.
Excellent.
And then they're just, whenever legal is done with whatever they have to do, then it'll go on the agenda for city council.
Oh, very good.
You
Oh,
must let us know the
yes.
when of this.
Well, and then whenever,
That's great.
Yeah.
We just said in
Yeah.
March.
I will talk to Brian Cotti, because sometimes the street department will just make it and they'll put it up, but we'll make sure that there is a ceremony
Absolutely.
for when they put it up, because all I gotta do
That's
is tell Brian,
amazing.
don't just, because sometimes they do, they get so
Yeah.
eager and they'll, put that up quick.
But no,
But
he'll have some buy-in because we found out
We didn't make a
it's
big deal like
related
it
to
was
us.
is he? Oh my gosh.
What was that? I missed.
The fact that there's a family relation to the Carl Ross.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
my
it's
Third
to-
cousin.
Brian, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
yeah.
And then he's also related to Where to Tribble, Brian Cotti. That's
There's
what
so
he,
much-
yes.
Well,
I keep learning new family members.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
But-
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that's
I
awesome.
had no idea. Can you come to this meeting? Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea that
No,
was going to be the
I know.
outcome of that meeting.
It was one of those stories that, all of the comments were, I've never heard of this
Yes.
before. I'm so glad this is being
Yeah. Why
recognized.
haven't we heard this before?
Yes,
Yeah.
so
A lot of positive comments.
Really cool.
I'm glad this,
That's good.
overdue,
Yes.
but glad we
Yeah.
could be a part of this honor.
For sure.
In that little red
Oh,
dot,
yeah,
they're out of the
meeting
corner
on
behind.
February the
Oh.
21st on WAWB at 5:30, and then the 28th at 6 on WTWO. So
Okay.
it'll be on twice.
Nice.
What day was that on the sixth?
The 21st at 5:30 on WAWB, and then the 28th at 6 on WTWO. So, yes, another kudos for the banner project to help,
Yeah.
communicate these untold stories.
Mhm.
So important.
Yeah.
So important. And Evansville rolled out
Yes,
their
they
first-
rolled out their
I think
first,
they had 8.
yeah, somewhere.
6 or 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
they-
trendsetters.
I know. Well, that is
What is Tara?
Mayor Stephanie Terry. She had called her human relations director, Diane Clements Boyd, and is she
Yeah.
a Delta?
Yes.
Okay. But she then called me last year in March and was like, okay, I've been instructed to figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of got a little bit of a late start because they had like a really quick turnaround this year.
Mhm.
It was like they had nominations one week, they picked them the next week, and then the next week after that they were making them. But she had called me again and we talked this year. So
Good.
I know that. But we have now cycled through 2 years of this project. I think we can feel very good about it, but, you know, in the spirit of always striving for better, I think we have gotten some constructive feedback in there, and, you know, we've tried to implement as we go, but I think it would be good if we took some time to really assess. And Dr. Mary, our dear friend, has offered to have some students from the PhD cohort take a look at this and help us do kind of a formal review of the program. Things that are at top of mind for me. I think we need somewhere to like formalize this committee of like, this is the roles and responsibilities, so that the legacy of this does not go away past this group. One day when we all are no longer, serving with this group, it needs to be formalized somehow, adopted maybe in a resolution here with our committee, and maybe we put that on the website again, just trying to really document what are the rules, who serves on the committee. We have outside participation. What does that look like? How are those people selected? And we've been going off of what the group originally suggested for us, but we need to formalize that. And then review the rubric. The rubric is a little cumbersome. I think it's like 100 points. It's like very wordy. It's worked, but can it be improved? I think the answer is probably yes, but that will be for maybe this group to help figure out. Now we've done it every year. It's been twice. People are like, well, how many? And I'm always like, well, it's up to the committee. And it's part of the reasoning we did a lot was to make up for lost time.
Yes.
We've not done it for a long time. There were a lot of people that needed to be recognized. A piece of feedback I've been given now a couple of times is, we it should be more prestigious, fewer people, and then also you're missing people. So there's just a question here of what is the number? What should it be? I don't know. I think it's worth investigating, and maybe again formalizing. And
that's what I was about to say. I mean, at some point.
Point 4,
Yeah.
discuss our plans for
Absolutely.
banner
Yeah.
retirement / rotation. Now that we have officially maxed out on spots, is it expanding to a new street? Is it exploring the cost of drilling in new banner holders on the rest of the banners or on the rest of the light poles on Wabash? Because there are posts on Wabash that don't have banner holders, and from my little observation of it, I'm like, I think we could just order those pieces and drill them in there. But these are all questions. Who's going to front that cost? That maybe a group, an outside group, a neutral group could help us with. If this is something we could
Or we have policies.
put grant money for. Yes.
And then we come up with policies on when do they get retired? How do they
I
get retired?
agree. I
very
agree.
formal.
Formal policies.
Yeah.
So it's not it's
But
process.
yeah, I think a student group could help us get all of this done if that is something you all feel comfortable
Yes.
with.
Great idea.
It would be a summer group, I think, unless I could get somebody to do it this spring. But no, it's too late, right?
The summer group will be perfect because their class, one of the classes aligns perfectly with
Yes.
the project. So
Yeah.
It'll be a cool project.
it'll
Okay.
be fun.
Question?
Yeah, could one of the items be how is the external committee selected?
Yes. No.
Yes.
That's
I hear that from
mhm.
A lot.
That's
yeah.
what.
the
Yes.
person everybody else hears that from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Formalizing it into a document that we adopt,
Okay.
so we are, and we know how many external people does it mean to, if we are gonna, in the spirit of trying to find, involve new people, is it always one person from the History Center and one person from the library? Is there an application process for new people? I don't know. What does that look like? What should it be in the spirit of inclusion? But also,
Transparency.
we can't.
Right.
The committee can't be everybody in town probably unless we're going to move to a democratic system of voting, and that sounds challenging. So, but anyway.
I have to hop off, but y'all, but thank you so much.
Yeah, and I think
Appreciate
Lakeisha
it.
has to leave as well. There are 2 Black History Month events, if you didn't see at the bottom. The Terre Haute South and Ben Franklin that we're always invited to. I'll send calendar
Okay.
invites, but you're good to go.
Okay.
You need to go.
And then
And then
Yeah, I
They
think
get
ours
yours.
is. Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah, ours is. I think-
Saturday.
No, I have one at Riley on
Yeah.
Oh,
Friday
you have one.
at 9:30.
And then the
And the
other
History and Diversity
Saturday.
Organization has one on
Yes.
Saturday.
21st.
There's one at the church.
Yeah, so that's St. Paul. It was St. Paul.
Oh.
It's at
Text it to
noon. Okay.
I'll put it on everybody's calendar. It's Saturday at noon, but now it's at St. Paul.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna come to the one at Riley.
And there's one at Riley on Friday. Or is this open to the public or no? Okay, never mind.
If you want to come, you can come.
I'm going down below all guys
Yeah.
because the grandchildren go there.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need to. You can tell me if you want me there later. Okay.
There's one at the History Center on the
Oh,
28th.
okay.
Put all of those on the calendar.
These are ones that I got emails about this week, so I'm like, I don't totally know the time of them. I just got the day. But the Terre Haute South, they always personally invite us, and they
Okay.
would like you all to come. So I will send these.
That's this week.
No, it's the
Next week.
26th. It's next week.
28th.
No,
7th.
Terre Haute South
Oh, South. I'm
is
sorry.
on Thursday, February 26th at 9:45.
What day of the week is it?
Thursday.
See ya.
If not sooner.
And then, yeah, questions there? Okay. We had our first book club meeting. Thank you to Uzziah and his whole family for being like most of our agenda. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people total. So it wasn't a huge crowd. Now I was told by a lot of people that they were like, I have to miss the first one, but I'll be at the next one. And then, but it was very nice location compared to last year at MCL. I thought MCL was kind of dark and hard to see in my opinion, but I thought that the location was nice. We had cookies and coffee, which I think the attendees enjoyed. Like I said, small but good turnout. And then I think, and Anne is very, very aware of this. She kind of talked too much. She kind of was doing like a exposition of the book and the author, and she called me and she's like, I just was so nervous. I just kept talking. I'm so sorry. So she's very self-aware about in that regard, but so hopefully next time it'll be more discussion based. Yeah, that was kind of a takeaway from that. But of course, if you don't have it marked on your calendar, March 3rd, April 7th, May 5th, and June 2nd, we read about 2 chapters each for each month. But I will send out another email soon. Questions on book club? It's a pretty low lift, like I think I've said in the past, but
So hard to,
It is.
so hard to read.
that, yes.
Which I've heard comments from people who received the book at the History Center, and read the email thing, and they read it, and this is a difficult book. to read.
Yeah. Wasn't maybe the best choice. I think I was I looked at the size of it and I thought, oh, this will be an easy one. But it was a good conversation. When we had more conversation, it was a very good conversation. And I think the other thing is, Anne does do those summaries, which are a lot easier to read. And so, you know, I put it in the email last time. If you haven't read the book, it's okay. Still come, you know, be a part of the conversation. Just look at the summary. But anyway, that's all I got there. We're doing the Unity in Our Community writing contest again. The place we bought the medals from in the past was Woodburn, which closed. So I had to do a new medal supplier. And so I got a quote from Tabco and Midwest. They were the two that could do medals. Went with Tabco. And this is the medal. It's a little bit different from last. They couldn't do the exact same one. But I still think it's quite charming. I will say, and I told them when I placed the order, they, where did this go? They sent me like a couple designs for the medal, and I was like, oh, these are cute or whatever. And, I'll go with the stars option. And I didn't realize that, I'll put it up here on the thing. I think they accidentally, they named, it says antique gold swirling star. They named them both the same thing. So I thought I was ordering that one. And then when I opened the box, it was this one. It doesn't matter. It's fine. They were the same cost. But next year, maybe we'll get this. I just was like, oh, these are cute. That would have been fun for kids, but it's fine. I let them know. I said, I think you named them the same. So I was a little surprised. It's fine. March 2nd through March 13th is when we will be presenting those. It's kind of like all different times. If you all would like to come, I can send you the schedule. I just have never burdened you all with that before. But if you would like, just let me know. I'll send you the schedule.
Let me know when you'll be at Ryan.
Okay, hold on. Maybe I can see. I'll be at Riley on Thursday, March 12th at 9 a.m. But it's very lovely. The essays will be on display again, like they always are. And then one more thing, the National ADA Symposium. I have gone the last 2 years, and I thought I would be able to go again because it's normally in June. It's in July this year. It's in July in Phoenix, which sounds kind of terrible.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm totally missing out, but unfortunately I have a family little trip planned for some of the days that this is. And so I was like, I don't think that I'll be able to go this year. And I think it's okay.
Yeah.
But we have $2,000 budgeted in instruction. And realistically, the only thing that I probably would go to again this year that for sure is the AIM conference, which is like the municipal government conference. And that one last year was only $345. So that leaves us with about $1,650 in instruction. So I don't know I'll look for other conferences and see if there's other opportunities out there. But I don't have a solid plan yet for that money because that's been the thing that I've kind of gone to every year for continuing ed, but that's all I got.
So we lose that if we don't.
If we don't spend it, we lose it. But the thing, I mean, if we decide we're like, okay, there's really not we would just be sending me to something, we could transfer that money to a different line and buy something, we could, sponsor something. It's technically our money to use. I mean, if there's something that we're like, oh, we should look for something regarding this to learn about, to grow. I think one thing that's hard is that topics of equity and inclusion and are not as talked about.
Do we have any connections with the veterans,
Like
or do we want to?
we've I think before I got here, I remember Linda telling me that she always went to the Loyal Veterans Homeless Awareness Day, but every year that since I've been here, it's been like on a Saturday that I've been busy. So that's the only thing I know about with veterans.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know anything.
Oh, okay.
I just thought that's a group that,
Mm-hmm.
seems to fit within our umbrella.
They are a protected class under the civil rights law. But that's all I got. If there's statements from you all.
Well then,
Yeah.
Carry on.
Congrats to our group on being impactful.
Yes.
I'm grateful to work with all of you. This is a really good group.
Likewise. You're a great
Yeah.
leader.
I'm okay with saying this on the record. When I first got in, it was not this group, and that I'm really glad that this is the group that we have now. It was very different.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Sandy,
In many
you know.
regards, it was very different.
Yeah.
Conversations was like
Oh yeah.
Anybody
Meaningful
else have any other comments? If not, anyone want to move to adjourn?
I will do too.
I will second.
Okay. Ending stream.
Woo.